Hello everybody and welcome to Langer's Legion. I'm Langer and let's talk Star Wars Legion. And in today's video, we're going to do an overdue unboxing of some Ewoks, Wicket, Logray, as well as the new ATST unit that comes with General Weiss, as well as the Rebel Chewbacca. So let's dive into it. All right, and the first thing we're going to start with is the new released ATST that is dual faction, so it can be used by Bright Tree, or specifically kind of the Rebels, as well as the Empire. As you can see, kind of a standard box. We got Chewie coming out of the top, kind of an overview on the back side. And the key thing on this ATST is that it comes with these new, let's call them pop-up figures out of the top. So you can run it with Chewie, you can run it with General Weiss, and of course, the goal here is probably to magnetize these so you can take them in and out as you see fit based off what unit you're running or how you're going to run this. So as we crack open the box, so as you see, unlike the original ATST, if you've had that in the past, this is now all on a sprue. So it's going to be a little bit more, I would say, complicated to put together, as I own 3 of, let's call it the old model, which really was only about 5 or 6 pieces to glue together. This one, if I can get these out of the bag, obviously on a sprue, so you're going to do a little bit more cutting, a little bit more gluing, but all in all, probably going to be pretty straightforward. And as we go further into the box, we're going to get the little poster, again, of Chewie coming out of the top, somewhat of an iconic scene out of the Return of the Jedi. Little stuff on the back. The QR code is very key because, as probably most folks may know, or maybe you don't know, the build instructions no longer are included in the box. You can scan these and you go to AMG's website for those. For the cards, let's take a look at the base. This does come with the premium base as opposed to kind of the more traditional base. So I'll pull this out of the package. And as you can kind of see, it's got some more texture. It's got kind of this, flooring, like you're actually like inside more of a building or a hangar. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. I might just cover this all up with some sort of sand or texture and just kind of treat it more of an outdoor base opposed to, again, this kind of like in a facility kind of look that this quote unquote premium base has. So let's put this back in the bag. We'll take a look at the cards. So as one can expect, we've got our unit cards, we've got some wound cards, or tokens, excuse me. We've got the incognito card, or token, which is going to be key to this unit, as we'll get into when you're running this in Bright Tree with Chewbacca. And speaking of that, why don't we just get it right into Chewie. So here's Chewie's command card. I'll probably maybe overimpose this with a digital version, maybe to see how that shows through. But like I said, it comes with Incognito, Armor, Arsenal 2, Inspire 3, which is going to be key if you're running the Bright Tree Battle Force. Again, I'll link to a video over here in the corner where there's some unique features of the Bright Tree Battle Force where basically they don't actually remove suppression at the end of the round. So getting some Inspire, a way to remove that's going to be key. But anything else on here is probably pretty familiar if you own an ATST. 11 wounds, 8 resiliency. You have all 3 of the weapons, grenade launcher, the twin light blaster, the twin blaster cannon. So you've got range, basically base contact all the way up to range 4. One key thing here, though, that's unique to the Chewbacca ATST, as you'll see right over here, is he actually will surge to crit. The normal ATST for the Empire, if you equip it with the Hammer's pilot, will give you surge to hit, but not surge to crit. And the other thing to notice is obviously there's no upgrade slots or anything that you can add to Chewie. So right for now, as we're recording this video, you get what you see on the card at 190 points. So there's nothing to take there, nothing to tune or tweak as it relates to Chewbacca and Bright Tree. For those that don't have the regular or the original ATST, this is the Imperial card. As you'll see on the left, you do have all the spots for the pilot, the weapon upgrades, the comm upgrades, but armor, Arsenal 2, weak point rear, again, similar to how Chewie is. Like I said, 11 wounds, 8 resiliency. Surge to block, native. As you see, there's no surge to crit here. You have some pre-cutter blades for if you're in base contact, and then you have the twin blaster cannon. And again, with these upgrade slots, you can add the grenade launcher, the mortar, you can add the hammer's pilot, which I pretty much think is a mandatory add to get that surge to hit, at least on this unit. So nothing to drastically change there, at least for the Empire side. For the upgrade cards, looks like we've got some comms jammer, long range comm link. Here's the twin light blaster cannon for the Imperial upgrade. Same with the mortar launcher and the grenade launcher. And of course, we got General Weiss as the upgrade driver. One thing to note, as you'll see here, as I've mentioned twice, there's not the hammer's pilot included in this kit. So if you don't have that card, I believe he's included in the upgrade pack 2, as well as if you buy the Gav tank model for the Empire, he is an upgrade card in there, which I still believe, like I said, is pretty much a must-have for the ATST. So that's a quick look at the ATST. Let me go and siphon this stuff back into the box. Actually, we'll just kind of put it in and we'll set this aside. Now, getting to the Ewoks more specifically, let's start with, let's call it the commander box, right? So with this box, you get Logray and Wicket as the commander expansion. We'll crack this open. Again, we're going to see some of the similar things. We've got the poster, got a nice little Wicket charging here. And of course, again, like I said, we've got some of the credits as well as the QR code to get the build instructions, which on this one you might have a look at. It's not superly complex, but maybe just a little help. Let's pull out the first bag. Looks like the first bag is going to have the cards and the tokens. So let's see what we got here. So yeah, we've got some tokens. Oh, we've got the Chewie tokens. Okay, that's one thing I forgot to mention. This box does include the actual Chewbacca ATST card. So if you do own an ATST or one of the originals, you don't actually need to go out and buy that kit if you don't want to, unless you want the new pose as well as the minis popping out the top. But you can buy this commander box and get the Chewie kit, which we're seeing here is why we've got the support token in here. We've got some observe tokens, wound tokens, some commander tokens for the Ewoks. I believe these are immobilized tokens, if I remember right. So that's what's coming in there. Now, in this box, you're going to get upgrade cards, command cards, and unit cards. So let's kind of dole out these first. Let's start with the unit cards. So we've got Wicket. And I'm not going to go through these in much full detail. I did a review video. I'll link up here in the corner if you have more questions. But obviously, you've got Commander Wicket, 5 health, 2 courage. You've got Logray coming in at 4 health and 3 courage. You've got Chewbacca, like we mentioned. Again, this is just the same ATST card. So again, like I said, if you don't want to spend the $60 or so to buy the new model because you already have one, you know, buy this $30, so $25 so upgrade box. And then you also got C-3PO. So again, if you're going to run this in Bright Tree, C-3PO, the Golden God, is a commander unit that you can use in that battle force, which we've covered, like I said, in a previous video. But there's some good stuff, unique cards or commands on here, or actions. You got the Master Storyteller, the Divine Influence. Again, if you're looking at running Bright Tree, more than likely you're going to run C-3PO in that. And speaking of Bright Tree, let's kind of sort through these really quick. So in this box, you will get the Bright Tree command cards. So you got the 1 pip, the 2 pip, the 3 pip, and the Log Trap 1 pip, which is kind of their, let's call it their barrage card, right? It's 1 to 4. It's the heavy impact 1 pip. So again, if you're going to run Bright Tree, you're going to want to pick up this box so you can get the command cards. Unless you want to do a print and play, but again, I like having the physical command cards or the official ones, so that's where I got these. You have a beautiful friendship card for Wicket and Leia Organa. Obviously, I think this is, again, back to the Bright Tree, probably a must include with Leia in that battle force. And you've got Wicket's command call cards, 1 pip close call, 2 pip sneaky scouting, and then a 3 pip called courageous counterattack. One thing that I thought was interesting when opening this box is you notice that there's no command cards for Logray. So Logray is a commander, but he doesn't have any command cards. But that's probably more than assuming that for now, you're going to run him in Bright Tree and obviously just run the command cards for Bright Tree. But Logray isn't left out of any of the extra coolness. He does have some upgrade cards. You have Secret Ingredient, which basically allows him with the aid command to either take an aim or a dodge and then hand that out to a friendly unit nearby. With the aid, obviously that removes the suppression mechanic. So that's a great upgrade for Logray. You've got Herbal Medicine, which basically allows you to remove a wound or restore a unit in a given turn. Free action, but you will obviously need to recover it because it is exhausted. And then you have Onward to Victory, which allows you to increase the speed or add a speed 1 move to a friendly trooper unit. I'm not too keen on this card. Now, granted, I haven't played the Ewoks yet, but just kind of thinking about it mentally. Herbal Medicine and Secret Ingredients, I feel like, are going to be the must-haves. Onward to Victory, I'm not quite sold on. And then you have Forest Dwellers, which is a standard Ewok card, which I'll show you in the Ewok Warriors pack, but obviously you can equip this on Logray and or Wicket as well. We got 2 of those, and that kind of gives you the upgrade cards that come with this. We'll pull out the minis. Got some bases here, obviously. And one thing that is interesting about the Ewoks is they are small. If you have not seen these in person, it's kind of hard to tell on the sprue, but these are small units. And obviously there's, they've got some little add-ons to stand on logs, but they're probably half the height of a regular mini. So when you see them all together, I mean, I hate to say it this way, but they're kind of cute because they're just so small. It's not something that you're used to seeing in Legion. But again, we've got them on the sprues. You're going to have to do a little cutting and a little gluing to get these guys together. So let me put this all back in the box. Again, we'll just kind of get that in there just enough to... Actually, we'll get this better than the ATS2. Fold that up, set that one aside. All right, and finally, we've got the Ewok Warriors unit expansion. And I would say, just so you know, if you want to build out a Bright Tree battle force, you're going to need a lot of these boxes. Depending on how you want to build out your battle force, you can get by with, if you want to go all Ewoks, that is, you can get by with 6 of these, meaning I could do 3 for core and 3 for special forces, and then run the ATST, Lin, Logray, Wicket, C-3PO, and Leia as the commanders and whatnot, which is actually kind of how I'm building things, my battle force together, quite honestly, just because I really like the ATST. If I was to take the ATST out of there, I mean, and then load up on more Ewoks, you can get up to having to buy 9 boxes of these if you wanted to fill like 3 special forces and 6 core. I won't get into the full rules. Again, I'll link to a video in the description below, but you do have to include, if you're doing Bright Tree, you do have to include 2 Rebel units, and that's why I always talk about C-3PO and probably Leia, or Leia with Chewie, just to meet that requirement. But anyways, and without further ado, let's open the Ewok Warrior box. A little bit of a rip there. All right. So got some bases. You do get quite a few minis in here. You get 8 minis, which we'll talk about in a moment. We've got the sprues, and I guess we'll just talk about the minis right now. There are 2 unit types included in this box, right? And as you can see, we're back on the sprue again. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, let me put this up here and put my hand below it. So you'll notice on this Ewok, you've got a spear here and you've got a slinger here. So depending on how you want to build your Ewoks, depends on basically what arm or what hand you're going to put on there. Because in this box, you can either build the Special Forces Slinger units, or you can build your core units, which are melee units. So that's why I was saying, depending on how you build your army out, you're going to need a lot of these boxes. On top of the slingers as well as the melee core units, you do get the add-on cards or upgrade cards where you do get an axeman that more than likely you're going to put in your core because they are a melee close combat unit. And then you have the trapper unit, which can use, like I said, that upgrade card, the log trap card that we mentioned with going over the command hand, which maybe you include maybe one, maybe two of those in your special forces units, because again, you're going to keep those guys at range, use your trapper for that, and then bolster your melee units with the axe unit. So we got those sprues. We've got some tokens, always lots and lots of cardboard in Legion. Let's see if I can get this out. Wow, this is really in there. All right, we're gonna leave it in here. So we got surge tokens, order tokens. Oh, and we got the unit card. So let's pull those out so I can kind of show you that, but you can kind of see you've got the units there. So like I said, you've got 2 unit types in this box. So you've got the skirmishers. So you can take 6 of these guys, white dice, 1 and 1 for resiliency and courage, or health, I should say, and courage. And you'll notice they only have the spear, right? So these are a melee unit throwing 1 black dice. You can add the trapper or you can add the axeman, and then you get an upgrade card there on the skirmishers. And then the slingers, same thing, 6 units, 1 and 1, white defense dice, range 1 to 2 with the black die. So I was saying I don't know if I'd put the heavy upgrade in there for the axe. I mean, I guess you could get these guys into melee with their 1 white dice. I just, again, without having played them yet, I just don't feel like that's a good idea, but maybe time will tell. And then again, you've got the upgrade slot for the trapper unit as well as the unit upgrade. And speaking of the upgrades, similar to what we saw in the commander's box, we've got the trapper card. We've got the axe Ewok that we've talked about. So he adds a single red pierce 1, impact 1 to your unit. Again, we've got the call to arms unit, gain a suppression but gain charge. So again, I feel like this is going to be really good for your core units for melee. Insatiable Curiosity, this is an interesting one. You'd probably play this again on your core units because you're going to be in melee. But for your base contact with a unit, you can discard that unit's like heavy or unit upgrade or whatever to cause them an immediate wound, which is pretty cool. Now, granted, you can only do it once and it's exhausted, but that's kind of a unique upgrade card. And then, like I said, we've got the Forest Dwellers like we had in the command box that gives you Scout 1 on the first activation and a dodge token. So with that, that leads us through the Ewoks and the ATST for Bright Tree. I hope you enjoyed this video, first unboxing video on the channel. But if you're going to run the Ewoks, I'm curious on what configuration you're going to go. Are you going to go all Ewoks, or are you going to mix them in with some Rebel veterans or some Rebel Core troopers? But as always, leave your comments down below. And until the next video, hail to the Empire.